Hey everybody, it's Dr. Heyer and welcome to this series of videos where we're going to go into a little more detail on the types of functional tests that are available that some people may not know and could actually benefit from. A lot of people aren't aware that the food industry or the agricultural processes have changed a lot in the last 10, 20, 30 years. In the last 100 years, that our digestive systems have not changed and adapted to keeping up with. We have more processed foods, more chemicals, more additives. There's more changes to the food than our body and our digestive system can keep up with. And unfortunately, in many people's cases, it's leading to health issues. They may be experiencing weight gain, inability to lose weight, autoimmune type symptoms, joint aches, pain, migraine, things of that nature. They may actually be diagnosed with an autoimmune issue when in fact it isn't an autoimmune issue. It's something wrong with the foods that they're eating. And some people are familiar with food allergies. Maybe you know somebody who has an allergy to peanuts or shellfish. I have a friend who is so allergic to shrimp that if he so much as smells it being cooked, he will actually start to turn red simply by smelling it and start to go into an anaphylactic reaction. Now, that type of allergy is what we call an IgE, or an immunoglobulin E reaction, and it's typically immediate, within a few minutes, maybe a few hours, and oftentimes there'll be redness, swelling, or like I just described, somebody having an anaphylactic reaction. The thing is that when it comes to food problems, this only makes up about 10 to 20% of the food problems that are out there. What actually makes up a bigger percent is a food sensitivity. Now you may be thinking, oh doc, I've already had these tests done. Chances are, if you actually look at the process and the results, you had a food allergy test done. Many people haven't had a food sensitivity test, which is an IgG, an immunoglobulin G. Think G means goes slowly. It can take 4 days, 5 days, 6 days for something I ate to manifest in some type of a symptom. I had a person who was having chronic headaches every day, every other day for a very long period of time, and was responding well to chiropractor for some things, but the migraines and the headaches just weren't getting better. Until we ran a food sensitivity test, and we found out that he's sensitive to broccoli. That's right, I said broccoli. Now you're thinking, well, broccoli is a healthy food. Not to his body. His body saw it as a toxin and something to reject. And the thing is, here's the kicker, is he would eat broccoli 2-3 times a week, more if his wife made it for dinner, and he loved it. And there was a little pushback. He really didn't want to drop broccoli, but I'm like, hey man, if you want those headaches, you go ahead and keep eating that broccoli. So he finally admitted that he could give up broccoli for just 2 weeks. And within the first 5 to 6 days, 7 days, his headaches were 80% better or gone. All right. So those are some things, in his case, headaches. I mean, there could be other issues that you could be having that could be due to a food sensitivity. Now, some of the usual suspects include gluten. Gluten will be found in like wheat, grains, things like that. Pastas, which are of course made from wheat and grains. Dairy, eggs, nuts, fish, and soy. Those are some of the more usual suspects. So if you want a shortcut, just eliminate those things. But if you've eliminated those things, or maybe you've been frustrated and tried other methods, you've been guessing, maybe it's time to start testing. And we actually use a very simple hair analysis in our office that will give us a very quick, very precise idea of what foods you're sensitive to and what you should avoid. So feel free to like this video and share this video so other people can learn about this. And if you want to get tested because you're tired of guessing, DM us or message us and we'll be happy to help you. Thanks. Have a great day.